Well team, it has finally happened. The sun has come out. So I don't know what I'm doing with my day yet. It has been just horrific weather-wise. And so I've just got up, got dressed and come straight out here, and we're going to make the most of it today. But first things first, what I'm going to do is grab a couple of cold frames and take them up to the house, because I'll show you now what my windowsills in the house are currently looking like, and you will understand everything's getting leggy. I've got things waiting to be potted up. I've literally got no space on the windowsills, but the daytimes are getting above 10 pretty consistently. With a cold frame, I think they'll do fine. I just know that if I have to come down here with them every day, A, I'm just going to forget one evening and leave them out here, and B, I'm probably going to end up stacking it. It's a bit of a walk, and carrying lots of heavy things seems like a recipe for disaster. So I've got a couple of empty cold frames down here, so I figure I will grab them, take them up by the house, so it can be right outside my back door. I also think a lot of things are in like small cell trays, and they dry out really quickly, so it's handy to just have them like right up close to where I'm going to be, so I can keep an eye on them. Alright, so that's a really good job done, because I think that's actually going to be more effective than the pop-up greenhouse is, which I think is noteworthy, that, you know, a little cheap cold frame is more valuable to me right now than that greenhouse is, because that's just getting blown about in the wind. Everything's getting knocked over multiple times, whereas the you know, they're only cheap and cheerful, but weighted down, you know, I might stick a couple of bricks on that overnight. But where it's smaller, it's closer to the ground, it catches less wind, and I can have it closer to the house, which means I can bring things in and out. So that's great. Now let's take a little squizzy around and see the state of things, because I've been out and about doing just like bare minimum stuff over the past week or so, but the weather's been so bad, so I think it is worth, you know, taking the time to have a proper look, and I can prioritise and see what I can get done in this nice day, because I don't know when the next one's coming. Okay, all cards on the table. It's a few hours later now. I got distracted. Nigel asked for my help building the goose den out in the field, just like a field shelter for them. And then I did some mowing, because I thought, you know, good use of a dry day. And I kind of forgot that I started this. But anyway, let's pick it back up. I'm going to take a walk down to the food forest, because I feel like I haven't showed you for a few weeks, and show you where we're up to. And then hopefully I'll get a bit more structured as the season goes on with my videoing. But for now, let's just get everything up to date. So I showed you this bed before. I think the rhubarb was just poking out. Well, it's really trying to put out some good sized stems, but the wind does keep breaking them, and not really big enough to do anything with. But we've got a few leaves on there that are carrying on, so yeah, the herbs that went in here are doing okay. The willow wind's picked up a bit. Might not be able to hear anything I'm saying. The willow windbreak here, it was all made from cuttings. They've all started to come up now, which is great. The raspberries are also trying to live. They're taking a bit of a beating in the wind. We've had some brutal storms in terms of wind speed. So you can see the damage. This all browning on the edge of these leaves. That's all wind damage. But it's all part and parcel of living out on a peninsula in the Irish Sea. So we'll see how it goes. We've got just buds coming out on all of the trees, which is just filling me with joy. Now coming through this bit, this extra hedgerow we put in, the cuttings are, I think those kiwis, if you watch that, they were so root bound in the pot that I had them in. They seem okay. The willow's starting to put on growth, so it is getting there. I've lost control a little bit down here. It's where I'm going to crouch down here because I think it's windbroken. There we go. Yeah, I had some spring bulbs in that I kind of stupidly just put around the base of the trees, but without really marking it out or mulching them well enough, so they're kind of growing up just through the grass. grass, and I didn't want to mow them, so I just kind of left it all to its own devices, and when the bulbs give up then I'll go and finish mowing the areas. But here you can see where I put the Welsh onions in around the strawberries. I mean, it's a shame that this one has been killed by the wind, but you can see what that flower would be looking like now. They are all going to flower, which is wonderful time, and the bees love them, and most of them have taken to being moved really well, so that's grand. The strawberries in here looking okay, I think. Oh yeah, we've got our first bud. Let me show you. Here. So hopefully we'll have some fruit soon. Let's carry on because that wind is not being lovely to me. So down here in the food forest proper, I think this bed is new since you were last down here. The gooseberries have went in here, so the chickens used to be on this area and it was completely degrassed by them. As you can see now, they are fenced just outside of this, and so there's 4 gooseberry bushes in here. There's also a foxglove that just happened to be somewhere Nigel was digging up and he didn't want to murder it, so he popped it in here. I've put some yarrow in here. They're only tiny at the moment. Again, they were just transplanted from elsewhere on the property, so hopefully they'll take. I've put an osteospermum in over there and a eucalyptus tree, so we'll see how they like this spot. This is the most protected bit of this food forest at the moment because of this bank here, so fingers crossed this stuff takes. So this is our foxglove, a eucalyptus, and an osteospermum, and some chickens. Hey ladies. So the chickens, we've expanded their area out since last you were down here, I think. So now they've basically got from where I'm stood here all the way to that furthest fence hedgeline you can see, and then up the top of this bank as well. They seem to like having the height of the bank, so we've let them have it, and hopefully they'll help us keep the nettles and stuff down on that bank as well. Here we have got some blossom, which is super exciting. It blows my mind that we could be having like 60 to 70 mile an hour winds out here, and that's the time that the tree's going to put out its first blossom. But hey ho, no complaints, it seems to be coping okay. You know, there's nothing I can do about the wind, so we'll just have to let nature take its course there and see how it goes. But in this little section here, you see the docks are growing back in. I'll have to come and dig those out. But this is my white currant that went in last year, so this is its second year. And it's starting to put on some little buds, so we did get fruit last year, and it was delicious actually. Even on the first year plant, it wasn't a lot, it was just a few little bunches, so hopefully this year we'll get a bit more. And then this over here is a gooseberry as well. This was the only one that went in last year. The 4 over there were new this winter, so this one has the extra year on it, and it's just starting to put on some little buds and some little flowers now, so hopefully I'll get some gooseberries this year. So not really food forest related at all, but a part of the spring bulbs I was talking about that went in around the trees. Well, this was one of them, this iris. I came out here a couple of days ago and it was just, completely closed. You could just about see the petals. Nigel came in yesterday and just said, have you seen it? It's completely open. So yeah, I'm just amazed by it. Even in all this wind, it is standing tall, which is just awesome. This tree here, this is my Bardia Island apple, and it's got the least growth on it of everything out here. So I don't know, we'll keep an eye on that. Here we've got the autumn olive. Oh, you're not looking at me. Oh, I am losing to the wind. Here, these are the autumn olives. It looks like one of them is dead. One of them has taken hold and is doing all right. So, you know, again, we'll wait and see. We've got some more fruit tree blossom over here. Let me show you. Chickens have so much of this field now that no matter where I am, they always seem to be right behind me. So I did a video. So I did a video where I planted the red currants and the joster berries. I don't remember which row is which. Red currants, I think, and the joster berries. They've all come to life. They've all got a load of growth on them. So I'm going to work over the next couple of weeks of trying to sort of border them out a little bit. As much as in the long term, I don't really mind if this food forest has like bordered sections or if it's neat and tidy or anything like that, but just while there's so much grass, I'm finding it easier to put some kind of edge on it, just so that I can not worry so much about the grass outside of that edge, but everything inside I can really control. This is the elder. You can see the wind that we've had for the shape of this poor elderberry. But that being said, I mean, you can see all of the wind damage on these leaves, but we've got flower heads. So, you know, nature's amazing. It knows what it's doing. Oh my gosh. Oh look, so this is also an apple tree. And look at that. Again, you can see these leaves, these dark patches here, that's wind. But we're getting some blossom on there. It's just like so much happens at this time of year. So much happens in just like a week or two. It's mind-blowing. So this little bed here, I have literally just some of these perennial bits were just in my greenhouse over winter, in the little mini greenhouse. I just wanted to get them out, so I popped that out. This is a lavender. I think that's the crazy daisy over there. This is cineraria. Is that what it's called? I'll put the name. Hopefully these will fill out the space. I think this bed is where I'm just going to pop anything where I'm not sure. Last year I found that I started a load of things, or I ordered things, and then the time came and I didn't know where to put them. So it's nice to have a little overflow bed sometimes, just when you want to put something out and you're not sure where to put it. So for me, that's this bed. This is just going to serve as, you know, a little spot for perennial bits and bobs that do other jobs. So, you know, even if it's just something for the pollinators, that's still worth being out here. The herb spiral is doing all right. Everything is still alive in here as far as I know, so that's something. You can see the oregano is doing okay. The marjoram looked a bit dodgy, but it does seem to be putting on some growth now, so yeah, happy with that. The thyme, the rosemary, the sage, it's all still going in there. The chives, I think hopefully in the next few weeks, if we get a little bit of sunshine, then hopefully things will start to take hold a bit better. I've not made out here at all, and to be honest, it's doing all right. So I'll leave it for now. This is a cherry tree. Again, we've got blossom, which is just awesome. And what else have I got? I don't even know. This is another apple down here. It's been really wet around here, so I'm not sure how this is going to do. I mean, if you look at the base of this tree over winter, it was pretty much sitting in water. But that being said, we've got a load of buds and blossom. So, you know, we shall see how that does. I think I need to this year plant up a lot of this space because, you know, nothing better for a soggy field than having just more stuff planted in it, realistically. So I need to crack on and get more bits and bobs going on out here, fill in some of this grass, and hopefully some things that can deal with a bit more of this breeze, because I need to start breaking it up a bit. With that being said, everything is doing so well. I couldn't be happier with how well it's coped with this weather. I thought we were going to have some serious losses out here, but actually it's coped pretty well. I've got hazel growing down here. They got quite neglected last year, down in the end. Didn't really mulch these properly last year, and they got taken over by grass, as you can see by these ones behind me. So I've started mulching out. Whoop! Nearly fell over. Started mulching those out, so we'll see if we won't see if I stay on top of it. I will stay on top of it. I'll finish mulching them and we will try to reclaim them. Let's go to a more sheltered bit. This shows the chickens area a little bit better. They can come all the way up to this hedgerow now and all the way around just in front of that gate, so feeling much better about the space that they've got. Alright, let me show you what else is going on. Oh. So this is the goose field, formerly known as the solar panel field. They're not out here yet, they're still under the heat, but this is the plan for where they're going to be. So this is where their shelter's going to go. Over in this corner, it's what we've been building today, and Nigel's done most of it. I've just tried to help disassembling some pallets because most of this has been made out of pallet board. It's nice and windbroken down here. So this is just to give them a bit of shelter out in the field. But when they're out here, they've got their bedding actually in the stables at the moment, which is, fine by me. But this gives us the option because we can always. A front is going to go on that, and it is going to be secure, so they can move out here. I don't know, haven't decided long term yet, but this is where they'll be in the daytimes. Well, this will show you the weather we've been having. It's been wet and it's been windy. The bath's made it this far. That'll be for the geese once they're out here. We'll put that down there and be able to fill that up for them. Polytunnel is still in this state. We were tempted to do it today. This morning was a lot nicer than this. I'm glad we didn't try because we'd still be trying now and it might have taken off. Maybe I'll talk about the garden another day because I'm pretty sure you can't hear anything I'm saying anyway. Windbreak. So there we go, that's an update on the food forest and kind of where we're at the moment. I've got loads to do. It's just that time of year where every time you turn around there's just stuff growing everywhere. Something needs transplanting, the hedges need doing, the lawn needs doing. It's all going wild out here. There's weeds everywhere. I'm trying to stay on top of it this year just because I know how much it can just take over. I remember last year I had times where I had plants ready to go out, but I hadn't redid the beds yet, and I just don't want to be in that position. So it's mostly under control. I think this has probably gone on for a while, so I will do a breakdown of what's happened in April in the actual garden in another video, I think. But otherwise, that's just an update for you, and let's catch up again soon when it's less windy. Cheers.